Hey everybody, Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today was a Goodwill day. Ran out to my little Goodwill, grabbed myself 7 VHS tapes, all for 10 cents a piece. So let's take a look at what I got. The first title I picked up was Mother's Day. This is a title I've been looking forward to checking out for a while now. I've seen many reviews on this movie, so it's definitely one I've wanted to see. And I actually watched it tonight, so we'll talk about it in a few minutes. The next title I picked up was Yogi's Treasure Hunt, To Be or Not To Be, which is currently not available on any other format, so very happy to come across this. I'm a huge Yogi Bear fan. Anytime I come across anything Yogi Bear, I have to pick it up, and for 10 cents, this was a steal. Next I picked up The Fairly Odd Parents, Timmy's Top Wishes. Love The Fairly Odd Parents, it's a great Nicktoon. One that I actually never watched when it was actually on TV because I was a little bit too old for this Nicktoon. By the time this came out, I wasn't really in the Nicktoons anymore. But recently, I started to get into it, so definitely had to grab this. Then I picked up the Rankin Bass classic, The First Christmas. Now this was just recently released. In fact, this month, this was released on DVD for the first time. However, right now, everywhere I see it, it's a little bit too expensive. It's running around between like $13 to $15. I'm not paying that much for one Christmas special. I'll wait till I can get it for $5, but until then, definitely had to pick up this VHS copy, and I can't wait to check it out. The next two titles I picked up are both The Young Ones. I picked up Bambi Nasty in Time and Crash Interesting and Summer Holiday. This here completes my Young Ones collection. I now have all 4 Young Ones VHS tapes. Very excited to get this. And I really like how these VHS tapes look. I mean, they're pretty plain and simple, but having all 4 together, they're each a great different bright color. They look really nice. So even if I do pick up the Young Ones eventually on DVD, which I would love to do, I'm still definitely going to keep these VHS sets just for collecting purposes. And the last title I picked up was Red Skelton's Christmas Jollies. Red Skelton is a man who I've not really ever gotten into. I've seen some of his specials, I've seen him do appearances in other shows, but for whatever reason, I just never really got into him, and not by choice. I have nothing wrong with the guy. I've always cracked up laughing at everything I've seen him do. But for whatever reason, I've never picked up any of his DVD sets. I've just never bothered to really look into him very much. So I think I'm going to start doing that now because I've heard great things. I've seen many documentaries on him. Like I said, I've seen him in many different like TV episodes. I think I've seen him appear in movies before, and he's always great. So I'm definitely going to start picking up more of his titles. So this one being the first, and I definitely had to grab it. So that's it for what I bought today, so now onto what I watched. Now, as I said, today's Halloween Horathon title was Mother's Day, the classic 1980s Mother's Day. Very excited to finally get around to checking this one out. And it was interesting, I guess I would say, to say the least. It is definitely a revenge movie, but unlike other movies like Last House on the Left or I Spit on Your Grave, this one involves 3 different girls, and they're college roommates, but they're obviously out of college now, and every single year they meet up and go on some trip. They all get together as friends and go away somewhere. This year they all go camping in the woods. Well, that ends up being a bad idea because they end up getting kidnapped by these 2 guys and their mother, drugged back to a house, and they're basically tortured. One of the girls, they all 3 escape, but one of the girls ends up dying, and after the point one ends up dying, all shit kind of hits the fan for these girls. They get really pissed off, and they end up getting the revenge on the mother and these 2 guys. They go back to the house and just kick some ass, and that's basically the premise of the story. It's obviously a lot of chasing around, a lot of torture scenes. Not nearly as bad as some other movies, like again, Last House on the Left or I Spit on Your Grave. There is some, there are some rape scenes in this, but not, they're very quick and they don't show a lot. Whereas, again, in I Spit on Your Grave, Last House on the Left, you know, they're pretty graphic. This one, not so much. Although this one, you know, it definitely felt like your typical revenge movie from the time. It, you know, had all its like really graphic moments, and then it would do something really kind of wacky and zany, and wacky music would start playing. I don't know why these movies always do that. It just makes no sense to me, but definitely had that classic revenge movie type feel. But I do like how it's 2 girls who are getting the revenge on the one friend who died. That is fun. I like the family. They're very twisted. Kind of reminded me of like The Devil's Rejects or House of a Thousand Corpses, you know, like kind of the twisted family. The mother is obviously insane, just a complete nut job. And the 2 kids are obviously completely nuts in themselves. But what I really, really enjoyed about this movie, and alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to spoil something for you, so if you have not seen this movie and you don't want to be spoiled by the ending, stop watching this now, fast forward to the end or something. Do not watch any further. Okay? Okay. The end of this movie, I really liked. It was just the very last couple seconds of the movie I thought were absolutely brilliant. Throughout the movie, you have this, again, crazy mother and her two crazy sons, and you find out that, again, throughout the movie, you find out that the reason why these two sons are staying with their mother, I mean, they're grown adults, the reason why they're still with their mother is because the mother is talking about a crazy sister who's out to kill her, and how the sister lives nearby, and she's going to come and kill her any day now. The kids, they start to kind of, like, towards the end of the movie say, no, you're lying to us, she's dead. Grandmother cut off her ears, she killed her, and then the ears actually in a box and stuff like that. And you're led to believe that the mother is just saying all this stuff to keep her kids there. She doesn't want the kids to leave, so she's saying that this lady, my sister's after me, trying to kill me, you need to protect me. And we're led to believe, again, that she's just saying this, she's just crazy, she's saying this to keep her kids nearby. But at the very end, after the girls have gotten their revenge, they killed the mother, they killed the two sons, they're walking away, you think, end of the movie, they've survived, way to go, they kick some ass. All of a sudden, out of the woods, jumps the sister. You see her face, her ears cut off, she jumps out, and it just freezes, and that's the end of the movie. Brilliant. I thought that was so great. My wife, at that point, went, really, David, you watch some stupid movies. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? That was fantastic. It made what was an otherwise just, okay, mediocre revenge movie. Not bad. If you're into revenge movies, check it out. But, it made just, somewhat of a mediocre revenge movie awesome. I just love the ending. This whole movie was worth watching just for the ending alone, for that last, 30 seconds. Not even 30 seconds. It was like 10 seconds of footage where the crazy sister jumps out of the woods at the girls. That was fantastic. I loved it. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And if I just spoiled a bunch of stuff for you, if you kept watching, check it out anyway. It's great. You'll love the ending of this movie. So, a great movie. Well, maybe I shouldn't say a great movie. It was somewhat mediocre. It was, I've never been a huge fan of revenge movies. I do like revenge movies. I have plenty of them in my collection. They're a fun watch. Good movies in their own right, but I've never just been like a die-hard fan. But as far as the ones I've seen go, this one, not quite as good, a little bit more mediocre than some of the other ones. Again, like I Spit in Your Grave or Last House on the Left, a bit more mediocre, but still a good revenge movie that is certainly worth watching if you're into revenge movies. And like I said, the last few seconds of the movie totally makes it worth checking out. I just thought that was a brilliant ending. It might go down in the history of like my top 10 all-time favorite endings of a movie, just because it was so random. Kind of reminded me of like Cannibal the Musical, when the crazy mountain man pops up at the end. I love that. It cracks me up every time, and this just was great. So definitely check this movie out. Again, if you're into revenge movies, you're going to probably enjoy it to at least some extent, but you're going to absolutely love the ending. So that's it for what I bought and what I watched today. Definitely got some great titles from my local Goodwill, and again, at 10 cents a piece, they were all a steal. Very excited about that. And also watching Mother's Day, as I said, it was somewhat mediocre. It's nothing amazing. It's not the best revenge movie I've ever seen in my life, but it is good. It was well done. If you like revenge movies, it's certainly one to add to your collection. It's certainly one to check out. You will enjoy it. But the ending, the last few seconds, just were fantastic. Made the entire movie for me. I loved the ending of that film. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya.